So tonight is going to be all about aesthetic on your page, how to create visually appealing pages, retain followers, gain more followers, all that kind of stuff. So I'm no expert. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know absolutely everything, but I will say that especially now being blocked on Facebook, I've been forced to become somewhat of an Insta guru. So like, we're going to be talking mainly about Instagram tonight, but I'm also going to be giving you some tips on Facebook and everything too. So right off the bat, let's start with Facebook just because I'm going to have less on that. First of all, first and foremost, please, 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 if you are a newbie, do not put in your bio, it works global rep, or like it works whatever. Okay, this is going to immediately deter people from your page. This has nothing to do with our company. I will tell you, even in this business or not, I see Beachbody or Unique or It Works, whatever it is, and I immediately unfollow them. I don't know why. I feel like you're going to sell me something. I feel like you're already trying to shove something down my throat. Like, I'm not down. Okay. So please, 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 we're going to talk about bios, but I just wanted to start with that. I'm also like uber pregnant. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's like cotton candy sky. Can you see that? Wow. Anyways, and it's really hot in here, so I'm opening the window because I'm like already turning beet red. Okay, also, P.S. I haven't posted anything about it yet, but we're having a boy. Okay, so bios on Facebook and Instagram are going to be really, really similar. So I knew you guys would be excited. Okay. Oh my God, Kiana is so cute. I'm all over the place. So I'm going to show you what my my bio on Instagram looks like. And this was when I had Facebook, exactly what it looked like, literally copy and pasted from one to the other. So you want to pick like 4 to 6 tier things about yourself, core items, core values, core things that make you who you are, right? If you love horses, that's going to be a part of your bio. If you're a dog freak, you're going to put that in your bio. If you're like the old lady cat lover, that's going to be in your bio. Something that identifies you that people can relate with. Okay. So mine, for example, and I'm going to read it to you and then I'll show you so that you guys can see, but it says wifey, mama of 2, bookworm, Oregon raised, foodie, wino. If you guys know me, that like literally could not be more perfect of a description. So like there's maybe one thing missing, but if you know, you know. But you guys, oh shoot. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. I wanted to make sure it goes. Okay. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. Burp. Okay, so I just have like little lines in between. You can do it any way. You could put dots, you could put a period, you could do it in paragraphs, however you want to do it. I've had it all different kinds of ways. Doesn't really matter to me as long as it doesn't look overwhelming, okay? So an emoji every 3rd word is kind of what I mean by overwhelming. Or you have like a full sentence, and try not to do something cheesy like live, laugh, love. Like, I know that that's cute and whatever, but do something that is, like I'm saying, a core value, or that is going to stand out about you, that people are going to want to, because especially, and this is going to be my next thing, especially on Instagram, I recommend that you're private until you're over 10,000 followers. So when people go to follow you back, all they're going to see is your profile photo, your bio, and I think it might show your highlights too. I'm not sure. And then obviously like how many followers you have, but you can't click on them. So that's kind of what I did for Facebook. And for your profile photo, we're going to get into actual picture specifics in a minute, but you want to make sure for both Facebook and Instagram that your profile picture is something that is you, has your face. It's fine if it's with your kids, with your family, with your boyfriend, whatever, with your dog. I don't care, but don't just have a photo of your kid or of your dog or whatever as your profile photo. They want to see you, who you actually are. So on Facebook, I had like a little bit more clear photo of my face. This is my one on Instagram. And it's literally, you can't even really see my face, but it's one of those things where like, it's a trending photo. I know that sounds stupid right now, but literally like I found the photo inspo off of Pinterest, and you'll see a million photos just like this where girls are covering their face and they're like taking a photo in a mirror. So when you start seeing trending photos, you're going to want to start paying attention to that too, and not just posting pictures of you posing every time. We're going to get into so many more of these specifics, but right off the bat, Facebook is so easy. Pick a clear photo, have a good bio. And I don't really have story highlights on my Facebook, but you can do those too. And for your Facebook, you can have it either private or public. I don't think it really matters. I personally liked to be public because everything, you guys, the thing that's hilarious is that you may think just because you're private that your photos and your information is secure, and you are so false if that is your perception, because Big Sam is watching always, and there's always someone seeing your photos. There's always a way for someone to find your pictures. So I'm just not weird about the public thing. I don't care about it. I feel like I'm being watched already. In fact, I know I am. So it's just fine for me. If that's a different decision that you make, that's fine. But again, I just personally don't mind. The thing that I loved about the public Facebook profile is that there's the following feature. So when I would max out on my friends list, which I would do all the time, people were still able to follow me instead of just being my friend. And then I could tell, because we had there's a max on Facebook, I would not be friends with my team on Facebook, but rather have them follow me and I would follow them so that I could still see their stuff. They could see mine, but it's not utilizing one of those spaces, because you really want to make sure that you're utilizing every single one of those 5,000 spots for a true potential. So here's what I'll say about potentials and your friends list on Facebook. Obviously, there's not the following followers feature on Facebook, right? It's just your friends as a whole. So what my rule of thumb is, for example, I would message someone today a hat message, and then they would either read it or not and not respond, or they would, and that's fine, but I'm not really talking about those right now. I'm talking about the people who don't reply, okay? So I would send the message, maybe they read it, maybe they didn't reply. I would wait like 3 to 4 weeks and send them a different message, something like about the opportunity and the new bonuses that we have on the table, and see if that's something that they're interested in. Maybe they read it, still didn't reply, or they didn't, whatever. So now they have 2 messages from me that are unread. 3 to 4 weeks later, I'm sending them a message about the huge pick 2, pick 3 deals that we have going on right now, or whatever the deal is then. And they still don't respond to me. That's a 3-month period where they haven't interacted on any of my stuff and they're not messaging me back. So as far as I'm concerned, they're not a true potential of mine, and they're ready to be taken off my page and replaced with someone else. We say all the time in this business, fresh fish jump first. And I know for a fact that that is true. People that are just seeing your posts and are getting excited about it, and they see your excitement, are more willing to jump right in. Having said that, I totally have potentials, especially potential distributors that have been watching me for 2 years. Right? Like, you're going to have both of them, but those people have shown me interest, and that's why they're still on my feed. With Instagram, it's a whole different ballpark. So here, let me take a sip of water. Sorry, y'all. So I'm going to kind of move on to Instagram for a little bit. If you guys have more questions on Facebook, totally put them in the chat or just message me or whatever. But Facebook is really simple, okay? You just wanna make sure that you're always there's never a reason that you shouldn't be constantly trying to max out your friends list. That's a really good thing, and you should always be getting new people in there and taking new people off. A really good thing that you should do is print out your friends list on Facebook because it makes it really easy to go back through those people and weed people out, um, that have been stale for a really long time or never shown you interest, right? And then it brings the new people that maybe aren't active all the time, but that you haven't ever messaged before that are in your network and you want to take advantage of that. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You can totally, there's a million training videos. Jackie Deering's is my favorite. You can literally look up Jackie Deering Facebook friends list and she shows you exactly how to print it out and why it's important and all the things. So I'm not going to get too much in detail on that, but clear Facebook profile photo, good bio, highlights if you want them. We're not going to really get into posting, but that's pretty much the aesthetic of your page and what people are going to see. So you can be public or not. I don't really think that it makes a difference on Facebook particularly. I personally liked public for the following feature, just to recap. Okay, Instagram. This is kind of like where the big daddy tips come in because Instagram is a whole different game from Facebook. Facebook is so much more lax. As a whole, the demographic age-wise is people are a little bit older on Facebook. A lot of younger people are on Instagram and TikTok right now. That's just like some statistic to keep in mind. That's not to say that you shouldn't be using both. You should 100% of the time always be using Facebook and Instagram. Because think about it, if you're not utilizing both platforms, you're literally doing yourself a disservice by not utilizing an entire other network of different people that you have available to you. So now you have 5,000 people on Facebook, and then we're gonna be building your network on Instagram. So that's gonna be 5,000 plus whatever versus one or the other, right? It's just always best to utilize all of them. Why not? Okay, so with Instagram, it's not as lenient as Facebook. As on Facebook, you can get away with really random posts. You can get away with maybe not the best quality photo. You can get away with just a verbiage post versus something with a photo at all. It's more of a forum page, I would say, than like a picture feed like Instagram. So it's just different. But with Instagram, photo quality and some of the minor details that we're about to go over will literally be the difference between retaining and gaining followers and gaining interest or not. And that is going to be a skill that you're going to have to learn. I didn't know any of this either. And I'm going to scroll back and show you what my Instagram used to look like when I first started this business so that you can see that we all start from somewhere. And you're going to fall on your face with Instagram multiple times. And you need to just know that and be okay with it and do it anyways, okay? These things in this business are always going to be outside of your comfort zone, whether you think they are or not. And I will tell you, over every obstacle, regardless of what it is, social being one of them, you're just going to have to learn. And you have to just be so open and willing to learn that you're willing to do it anyways and fail forward. So I just want to put that out there with Instagram, that it's going to be a learning curve. You're going to get frustrated. It's going to be weird. Do it anyways. So good bio on Instagram, we talked about it a little bit, is going to be crucial. Those 4 to 6 points about you, not a ton of emojis. I suggest doing it in either a paragraph form or the way that I had it, like staggered with something. So in between each phrase, you have like a star or a heart or a line or a slash or whatever it is. But pick something to kind of separate it. I don't know why, but it really makes it so much more aesthetically appealing than you just writing sentences and putting periods. It just doesn't look as clean. It doesn't look like you took as much thought or time to put into it. This is something when you're revamping your Instagram that you really want to set time away for. If you're like, okay, today's my day that I'm going to fix my Instagram, you're setting aside a good 45-minute to an hour chunk of really thinking about this and giving it thought, because I promise you, when you get serious about your Instagram and your aesthetics and your attractive marketing, people are going to notice that, and you will get more traction. Okay. So next is having like links or things to other companies or whatever in your bio. I am an ambassador with a clothing company, okay? We don't offer any clothes other than It Works merch. That is a non-competitor. Totally fine to have that kind of stuff in your bio. Don't put your mom's best friend's link to Unique in your bio. Don't put your Facebook link in your bio and on Instagram. Don't have your It Works, I don't even think it'll let you, your It Works, or we used to be able to do the keto coffee, or it was like a link with the keto coffee, or there was another one for the Live Fit. We can't do any of those anymore. So what I personally have is I have a podcast. So I have my link to my podcast, and then my Shop Velvet Hippie, like the clothing line or whatever, in my bio. But if you don't do any of that kind of affiliate stuff, just don't put any other links or anything weird or random in there if it doesn't look cohesive with what you have going on. What I want to add on to this, just because we're talking about platforms, about socials, all those things. I personally, Facebook or not, have 3 separate Instagrams. I'm not necessarily recommending that you do that, but I am recommending that you have at least 2. Okay, this is kind of taboo. I haven't really heard other top leaders talking about this, but here's why, and here's what I'm going to tell you. You are going to get blocked. Whether you get disabled or not is one thing, but you're going to get blocked. It is inevitable. It's just going to happen. You're going to do one thing that sets off the algorithm, and you're going to have to, wait a day or whatever. That's for both Facebook and Instagram, okay? That's just something that can happen. Don't freak out when it happens. It's going to be fine. It will come back, whatever. But when you have 2 Instagrams, it allows you, when one is blocked, perfect. I still have my Facebook and I have my other Instagram. So you're never SOL, for lack of better words. I want you to always, always, always have a backup plan, because we cannot, and I am the perfect example of why we cannot rely on social media. If you don't know, my Facebook has been disabled for over 2 months, okay? I'll probably never get it back. And I can either bitch and moan and whine about it or do something else. And I'm preparing you guys, because that could happen to any of you too. I don't know what I did to get mine set off. But you know what? I have to move on from it, and I have to find something else. So having 3 Instagrams has allowed me for this to not be super detrimental to my business, right? I want you to have the same backup plan. I'm not telling you, and I want to make this very clear, I am not telling you to make a separate Instagram for your life and for your business. Those are 2 very different things. I am telling you to have 2 identical Instagrams with different handles. Literally, that's going to be the only difference. You are still going to post photos of yourself. What I like to tell my new distributors is, whatever you were posting before, I don't want you to change that. Your posts of you and your grandma, or of you and your kids, or just you at the grocery store or at the lake, I don't want you to stop posting those things. I don't want you to start posting It Works ads. I want you to continue posting what you are and implement these products and this lifestyle into your business. So the same thing goes with Instagram and Facebook and your second account. I do not suggest making a business profile page on Facebook, and I do not suggest making a second profile on Facebook, okay? Facebook will flag you. They're thinking that you're making fake accounts if you do this and you have both up and running. So do not do this on Facebook. But on Instagram, totally okay. Have multiple, whatever. Jocelyn Yates is a top leader that does do this. She has 3 different Instagrams, okay? So this is where I got the idea from. Okay, does that all make sense? I know this is a lot of information. Okay, perfect. I'm seeing nods. So the next thing that I want to talk about is your Instagram handle. Okay, that's what your @ name is called. So whatever people are searching you by, when you look at Instagram, this name at the top here, oops, can you see that? Where it says tribe_huff, whatever that is for you, that's called your handle. So I want this to be something that is either unique to you, like, for example, Tribe Huff is totally like random and weird, but, and I'll read you my other ones too. I have a Tribe Huff is my main one. Alexa_Huffman is my second. And then my third is Hanging with the Huffs. So they can be cute, like phrases, or whatever you want, but I wouldn't suggest having it something like, I would never have my handle Mary Jane 434 or whatever. Like I wouldn't have numbers. I wouldn't have something that is completely unrelated to me. Like I want it to be something that people are going to know me by. Like when someone goes to search my page, they know to search Tribe Huff. Like that's kind of like my trademarked, if you will, right? It's not, but I'm just saying like that's what is naming me. Okay, so I want you to pick something that's either super simple, like your first name _ last name, or first name period last name, or last name first name, or a cute catchy phrase, whatever it is, but you want to make it clean. And I know that this sounds weird, but think of Mary Jane, just because I use this example, Mary Jane 434 or Alexa_Huffman. Like, which would you rather follow when you're seeing that name? And all of these are tiny psychological innuendos that I'm going to be telling you about, but just trust me when I say you're going to want to implement these things, okay? So if you have random numbers, take them out. Make it something that's applicable to you. Next, let's talk about following. So it's very important that your following is under your followers. Meaning if you have 1,000 followers on Instagram, this is people following you, you want to make sure that you are following 1,000 people or less. When you're first building your Instagram, or if you do decide to open a second account, you're obviously going to be adding new people every single day. So some people will come to me like, well, how is that possible for me to keep my following under my followers if I have like no followers? And because we always tell people you can join this business with not a huge following, right? So when we're teaching them to build, this is something that they're going to come up to. And what I tell them is it's going to skyrocket for a couple days. So for a couple days, you're going to be following 200 people on Instagram, let's say, every day. So times 3, that's 600 people. So your following is going to jump by 600. And then what I want you to do is take a day or two, however many it takes you, and I want you to bring it back down. And you have to be careful with unfollowing. So I'm going to give you specifics on what to do, what not to do. But logistically, you want to do it for a couple days, then bring it back down. Do it for a couple days, then bring it back down. And this is just going to be this motion that you're going to be doing on Instagram every single day. So you can pick days to follow, pick days to unfollow. And this is important because when someone goes to your page and they see that you're following 1 million people and nobody's following you back, psychologically that tells them that you're mass following people, number one. And number two, nobody wants to follow you back. So why would I? Right? So when your following is above your when your followers is above your following, it shows people that, wow, this person doesn't follow very many people. I want to be one of the people that she follows. So I'm going to follow her, right? She has a lot of people following her. Obviously, people like to see her stuff. So you want to just kind of watch that. As far as on Facebook, what I was doing that worked for 2 years until I did something random, I don't know, is I had to be careful on Facebook. I could only add maybe 50 people a day on Facebook. So I had to start getting more creative. And when I was doing haps on Facebook, I would make people friend and message me to be entered or to message me about the product or about the opportunity or whatever, because that would flag Facebook that I would just accept their friend request. They would be in my inbox. I would just be able to reply. Okay, so you're going to have to be a little bit more creative with how to get people to reach out to you and to gain your friends on Facebook versus going to people. But my tips for Facebook are, when you're growing your network, just go to, like, I would always see ads for cute stuff like bows for Oakland or like random stuff for my dog or whatever. So sometimes I would go on there, and obviously we have similar interests. So the people who liked that photo, I would click their profile, make sure we didn't have any mutual friends. And then I would start going actually through their friends list and adding some of the people on their friends list. I would also like search a specific area. So I would like go to Malala Now groups, or I would just go to like a park that's down the way and look at people. You can also look at like restaurants that people have checked into that are around you, and then just start adding those people. What I will say on Facebook is you have to be very, again, careful. So even though I would do 50, that would never be in one sitting. I would do like 5 to 10 at a time, 5 times a day. So when I was working, that looked like 1 round in the morning before I went to work, 1 round on my first break, 1 round on lunch, 1 round when I got off, and 1 more before I went to bed. When I'm not working, whenever I can fit in those 5 times, right? So that's my tip with that. With Instagram, I would say 200 people a day is a good number that you want to be following on Instagram. This is daily, okay? 200 people. Again, you don't want to do that in one sitting. You will get blocked. So you want to do it in like 30 to 50 increments. I've never gotten blocked from doing it in 50, as long as you spread it out by at least 2 to 3 hours. I know that this is so technical, but you guys have had to get this technical about it because I go balls to the wall and I get blocked all the time. So I've had to figure out ways around it. So every 2 to 3 hours, I would go on, same thing. And it's easy to work it into your work schedule. Like I did the same stuff, you guys, when I was working full time. I would just literally schedule it with my breaks before and after work and like on my lunches and stuff. But I would do 50 at a time. So I would, same kind of thing, go to, like, I'm really into like fashion or nails, for example, whatever. And I'll go to I'll search on my explore page, like #nails. And I'll find a photo that I really like that has a bunch of likes, and I will literally just start following those people. Or I'll do like local places or places I want to travel, whatever it is. And I'll search a literal place, and I'll show you. So I go to my explore page, click the search bar, and then there's all these little like toggles that you can choose from: top, accounts, tags, places. So I click places. These are my recently searched. So I'll do Malala, for example, because that's where I live. It's going to pull up all these different photos, right? So these girls look cute. Sure, it's got a lot of likes. Yep, 263 likes. So I'm literally just going to start going through the people that liked that photo and following them. And I literally count in my head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like whatever, until I hit 50, and then I stop. And then I go to my other account and I do the same thing. So that's kind of my tip with like how I follow or whatever. But again, you just want to watch those numbers and make sure that they're not jumping too much. And if they are, the next day you need to unfollow. This is the piece with Instagram. You have to spread out your unfollowing. And I would not suggest unfollowing more than 100 people a day, or you're going to get blocked. So I would do like 25 at a time, maybe 4 times a day, and then call it quits. And then wait to unfollow again till like the next day or the day after. Instagram is way more picky with unfollowing. And if you're a newbie, you guys, like I said, this took me 2 years to figure out. So it's going to be a learning curve. So just soak this all in, take notes or whatever, and then watch it on replay a million times. Like that's what I had to do. Okay, next, let's go on to highlights. I'm really picky about highlights. I don't like when they don't fill this bottom screen, for example. So you see how all my highlights go, it fills the width of my screen. You want to have that. So you don't want to have, and I'll show you because I haven't done it on my other Instagram. I just think that it looks bad. Like there's only 3 It just looks weird. It looks like you didn't put enough. I don't know. So I like to have, I think it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. And I have Viva, like life, me, family, friends, and food. Okay, so it's, if you don't know how to like add highlights and stuff, you can go just on YouTube and there's like 2-minute training videos that you can watch on it. Super easy. Basically what I do is first you're going to want to find your preset, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But once you have your preset, it's really easy to find highlight cover photos because you can kind of search key things. So for example, if you look at my photos without seeing my highlights, what kind of color scheme do you see? Like what colors pop out to you that you see right now? I literally want you to put it in the chat. When you look at my page, what colors do you see? White, cream tones, pink, yeah, and peaches. Okay, perfect. Reds, peaches. Okay, perfect. So what that cue is now you know when you look at your photos, you're gonna see those tones, those colors, right? That's what I want you to do. And we're gonna talk about your preset in a second. So I'm kind of going backwards to forwards here. But after you have your preset, it's gonna be really easy to pinpoint what color scheme you need to go with. There's going to be brown undertones. There's going to be some with really, really pinky undertones, or white undertones that are really stark and bright. So you're going to find those things. And literally what I would do, and what I do when I go to find new highlight cover photos, is I just go to Pinterest, go to search, and then literally search whatever color. So I'm just gonna use peach, for example, because multiple people said it. Peach, and then literally type aesthetic. And it's going to come up with a million things that have peach aesthetic, right? So it's gonna be umpteen amounts of things. Or you can do, let's just do orange. iPhone backgrounds. And then it's going to pull up a ton of these backgrounds that will have a certain color tone, right? And then you just pick one. So let's say I like this one. I'm like, oh, cute, whatever. You click these 3 little dots right here, and then click download image, and that's going to save that photo to your photo gallery. And then you'll just go to Instagram and upload that, and you can upload the same one or different ones that you find on your highlight cover photos. Just make sure that you have 5 categories. You can name them or not. There's some with icons. Like, you can make it really fun, whatever stands out to you and goes with your page. But I really want you to make sure that it is cohesive to your preset. Okay, so let's talk about presets. What are presets? You keep saying that. So a preset is basically a filter that's better. So you can go to Etsy, for example. I buy mine from a couple different places, but this is the cheapest. If you like are balling on a budget but want to invest in your business, you can literally invest less than $1 and get these. So pull up Etsy, right? I just searched etsy.com. And in the search bar, I'm going to type preset. Okay, it's going to pull up all of these different packages, right? You can see this one's a little bit more brown. This one's got some forests and whites, pinks and blues, some more like browny whites. That one's more of like an espresso. This one's really blue. So there's umpteen amounts of pages that you can scroll through, and you're going to just pick one that you like. It doesn't matter which one, it is whatever you like best. Let's say I like this one just because it's Taco Tuesday and like tequila. Okay. So let's say I like this one. You would go add to cart, super easy, check out just like you would buy anything else. And this is the email that you're going to get. Okay. So it says, woohoo! Wait, hello. Woohoo! Here's your order confirmation. This is your preset, blah, blah, blah. This is one that I bought specifically from Etsy just to show you guys how to download this. Okay, so you're gonna get this super long, weird email. It comes with instructions, and if you take the time to truly read them and truly follow the directions, you will get it. But here's a Etsy download for dummies. None of you are dumb, but I love those books, okay? Everything for dummies, okay. So you scroll down, and it gives you these little options right here, right? There's like all these, it's like hyperlinks. And they say, there's like a zip file, instructions PDF. If you don't know how to do it, you can always click that. Instruction video, so they give you a PDF and a video, and then download link, okay? And yeah, okay. So you click the zip file, okay? If you don't know, a zip file is basically just a large file that's compounded, and you click download, and on iPhones, it's gonna pull up this little like drop-down arrow for your downloads. You click that, and then it says Mother Direct. So I'm gonna click that. And then it's gonna, ooh, hello, focus, there we go. Okay, so it's gonna pull up these really random files. So I've got this zip file here. I'm gonna click that. It opens up another folder. Click the folder. And it has all of these photos. Oops. It has all of these like random white photos, okay? When you click on these are gonna be your presets. So you're literally gonna click on one, and sometimes it will show the photo. Hello. Sometimes it will show the photo. Sometimes it will literally just be a white screen. You won't see anything here, but you'll be able to click this. Why isn't it? Oh, there we go. Okay, the little arrow thing in the bottom of your phone. Click that and click save image. And this is literally going to save in your photo gallery like normal on your phone what's called a DNG file. D as in dog, N as in Nancy, G as in Gary. DNG file. And this is basically a preset photo that you're going to upload now into Lightroom. Okay, so you need to have the Lightroom app downloaded. Excuse me. Looks like this. Lightroom. It's by Adobe. And it's going to pull up this. It will actually look probably more like this for you. Okay, this is that. And then you're just going to make a new album. So for example, this was one of my albums, but it would be blank for you, no photos here. And then in the bottom, it has this little add button right here. So you click add, and it's gonna pull this up, and you click from all photos. And then you just go, like, let's say for example, this was my DNG file. You would just click it, and then click add, and it would be there. And then now you want to post your first photo with your preset, right? So, sorry, I just got really distracted with that text that I just got. So when you have your preset and you want to post a photo, you'll go back. This is a lot of steps, but it's only a lot of steps for this first piece. So then you'll go back to your gallery, pick whatever photo you wanted. Like, let's say I took a picture just now, whatever, and I want to do it. So I'm just going to take a photo of you guys. Okay, so then I go to my Lightroom, and I click the little add like I showed you. Oops. Add. From camera roll. Pulls up my camera roll. I'm going to select the photo that I just took of y'all. And in the top right hand corner, there's a little check mark. So I click the check mark. Now it has uploaded the photo into Lightroom. So then what I do is I find my DNG file. This is my DNG file. And you click these little dots in the right-hand corner. And you click copy settings. And then you click, it's gonna pull this page up and you just click the arrow again. So now I've copied that to my clipboard. So then I go back to this, click the photo that I want to post, click the three dots in the corner, just like I did with the other one, and click paste settings. Boom, now it has my preset on it. So then when you want to download it, you just click this little like plus save looking thing right there. Click that and then click export to camera roll. Successfully exported. So then I go to my camera roll and there it is. So now this is the photo instead of this one that I'm posting on my page. See the difference? So the reason that I suggest a preset and not a filter is because it's going to make all of your photos have the same contrast, the same color scheme, the same brightness. It's going to make all the photos look really similar. When you do, like you'll notice if you just use an Instagram filter, if you have like, let's say a photo that you took in the daytime versus a photo you took at night, the night one, even with the same filter on it, it's going to be really dark. It's not going to look as clean. And the preset literally just makes all of your photos really crisp. So when you pick your preset and you're going to start seeing what this looks like, you'll be able to now go back and do those highlight covers much more easily. Is everything making sense so far? I know it's a lot of information. Okay, so the other thing that I would suggest is I wouldn't go through and start deleting all of your photos that don't have presets or whatever. I'm gonna scroll way down and show you like the nitty gritty of what my Instagram used to look like. Yikes. Yeah, I'm gonna pause the recording. I forgot to pause the recording. Okay, so don't post photos from Pinterest. Like these are obviously not me. And it just look like people can tell, like, boo, just take a picture of your own mug. Like, why? Oh, I know. It was so bad. Like this 3 thing that we're talking about. Okay, again, I would never post this photo. This looks spammy. This looks like an ad. It looks like something the company created. Instead, you could have the greens bag with your kid on the counter and whatever, super cute. Okay, you can still post something with the products in it, but I better see your face or your own hand, okay? Not somebody else's. Hang on, I gotta get like really down there. Like you guys, this is obviously not my hand. But I leave this stuff on here literally so that you guys can see. There's number 1, no need to delete it. Number 2, there's no need to be embarrassed of that. Number 3, look at how much growth I've had. Like you're gonna have 2 years plus of growth before. I would never post this picture. I know, literally all of us are cringing right now. I'm gonna show you more. Girl. Oh, it's so sad because I was trying so hard. You guys, this was right when I went Ruby though, so kudos to me. Those are not my nails. What are those? Oh my God. Dude. Like, okay, cute quote, but like for your story, not your page. Also, what? These are so bad. Like, I wish, but nah. These are so funny. Okay, so now that we've seen what not to post, let me show you what I post now. I started getting really serious about my content like right about here. So I already had a preset for a really long time, but you can see that like there's never one photo. Like I don't like, and this is just personal preference, but I don't like when, for example, multiple selfies are like stacked. I don't like it. So if there was a selfie here, a selfie here, a selfie here, that would bug me about my page, and I would have to like delete a couple of them to make sure that it lined up. And like they're not like pre-planned necessarily, but like I have inspiration of photos that I pick from. And so I make sure that none of my photos look the same. So like if you go to my page now, it all looks different. Like there's never a photo that's just like me constantly holding a coffee mug when you go to my feed, or like, I don't know, those other like addy kind of photos. It's me, my family, my kid, my husband, like whatever. And I've been getting like a little bit more creative and just like really taking the time to make sure that it looks good. Because with Facebook, you can kind of do whatever, but with Instagram, it's a little bit more difficult to retain followers and to get interaction. So you have to stay up to par with the trends. And right now, this is what's working. Do you guys have any questions about what we've talked about so far? The other thing that I would suggest is, especially once you start using a preset, which everyone should be, I will literally Venmo you the freaking dollar if you don't have it. Like there's legitimately no excuse. Is to make your profile photo one with your preset on it. That's really important because sometimes people will have like their preset on their page and then they have a photo that doesn't have a preset on it, and it just looks really weird. So just again, make sure that everything is cohesive. Your highlights kind of match the theme. Your profile has the same preset on it. When you do get a preset, you're using that on every photo that you post. All that kind of stuff. But for the most part, you guys, it's going to become second nature, and like you're not even going to have to think about uploading something into Lightroom. Like it's just going to become whatever. And I'm not super psycho about it. Like some people, super psycho, that sounds so bad, but for real. I'm not so OCD to the point where I will put my preset on photos that I'm putting on my story. My stories are more like just quick to the point. I have a couple just like random Instagram filters that I just saved that I like, that I use on all of my stories, but sometimes they're not even like the same filter that are on something that's on my story later on. So I'm not as picky with my stories, and that's where all of my like result photos and quotes and all that kind of stuff, because I still post that. Like I posted those quotes back in the day because they resonated with me, and that's something that is important to me, and I like to share things that resonate with me. So again, I don't want you to stop doing anything that you're doing. Just be more strategical and think about what is going to look good versus putting it on your story if you just need something like up quick and you want to share it. So I'm going to stop the